I tell you, we're going to do a great handoff to Lieutenant Governor Matos in terms of the coalition that you were able to put together with Justin and Laurie and then Jennifer and many, many other small businesses that some of them I see them right here today. I see Judah back there as well with his no risk. Yes, his no risk fitness center, which the fitness centers are in that category that have really have suffered quite a bit. I was on before I open the questions, I was on a call today with a small business in South Kingstown who texted me, and I called him right back, and he was saying, just get me through September. I got to get through September. He's already used that family has already used their personal savings to get him to this point. Plus, he was very grateful, Stefan, for a $50,000 grant last time. So we got to make that happen. So one of the ways to get shots in the arms. Please get your shots in the arms. We're going to be opening up this economy if we do that. And then we're going to give all these small businesses not a fighting chance, but we're going to give them the footing that they need to really prosper so that our communities can do the same for all the families that live in the state of Rhode Island. I'll open up any questions to anybody that's here that you might have. And if not, then thank you all for being here today.
I've spoken to a number of small business owners here, specifically in the financial district, and they say the biggest thing that would help them get through is to have office workers come back from remote work. And even more than that, the Superman building built. Do you have any strategies for returning office workers to downtown? And then secondly, the Superman building getting that built?
Well, one of the key things that we did last week, we went out for an RFP to break down the field hospital so that the convention center can be open, so that we can start doing business at the convention center. We'll bring thousands of people down in this area. We have set the footprint now at, I believe, at 50% on the office buildings, so office buildings can be in place at 50%. And we are talking specifically about vaccination programs into that area, including a specialized strategy for restaurant workers as well. So we're definitely focused on that. The Superman building, we expect that something good is going to happen there. Certainly over the next year, I believe that we have the ability, especially when we start talking about the need to create an economy in the state and take the focal points there. That Superman building has been empty for far too long.
Can you elaborate at all on what that might be for the Superman building?
No, I think that right now all I can tell you is that it's a priority as Providence is. Providence got hit really hard. Jennifer can tell you right here in terms of her business right here. We know that. We need to get activated in Providence. First things first, convention center opening up, get our office buildings open up, support the small businesses that are currently here with that foot traffic, and then the long-term strategies are Superman building and other economic opportunities throughout the state of Rhode Island.
Governor, one thing that came up during the live stream here, just in the comments, some businesses that were shuttered in 2020 that have been out of business since maybe June of last year. Is there any funds to revive those businesses as part of this package?
Future rounds.
What's that?
Future rounds.
Yeah, so we're aware of that. Businesses that are reopening, they do qualify for this really small bridge in that respect. And then there is shuttered funds that are coming way through the federal dollars, I believe, right, Stefan?
We hope so.
Yeah, we hope that. So we're gonna, any dollar we can put on the ground. But think about this though too. When we get this $20 million out in the community, that's going to have a compounding effect, right? So that's going to compound 3, 4, 5 times. We still have reserved $10 million of the $30 million that we found that was left over from the CARES Act dollars that didn't get distributed, that the small businesses expected to get distributed. That's why we're doing that here today. And that's going to be on a full reopening strategy. So we've reserved some dollars just in case we get more than 4,000 applications, right? Maybe we'll get a few more than 4,000. And then we also want to make sure that we use those dollars in conjunction with a real aggressive restart reopening strategy in the state of Rhode Island. Okay.
So to be clear, there's $10 million left, right, of the state's CARES Act funding?
Of the dollars that we were able to isolate through the budget process and taking a look at what was spent and what was appropriated for the small businesses, we identified $30 million. So, and that was from the 2020 funding, right? So, and then we've reserved, we're appropriating 20 for $4,000, $5,000 grants. And we've reserved $10 million for a restart program, like a reopening strategy We don't know what that's going to look like at the moment. We're working with the Small Business Coalition, but I can see that's going to benefit the small business community in just a few weeks. We'll have another way to kind of roll that out after we get through this application process.
This funding that you're talking about today, this is from last year's?
Yes. These are from last year's, and I said many times, right, that a certain amount of monies were appropriated, a certain amount of monies were allocated, and there was a certain amount of monies that weren't allocated. This represents $30 million that was appropriated to help small businesses that we're getting back into circulation right now.
Just while I have you, just on vaccines quickly, after the briefing Friday, there were several states that had closed some of their vaccination sites because of Johnson & Johnson allergic reactions. How concerned are you that that feeds into the hesitancy portion that we've talked so much about, of people not following through to get shots or signing up? I mean, you released 20,000 appointments Friday. As of this morning, there were still open spots. Do you feel like that's playing a role?
I think that everything plays a role, and that's why we need to continue to do the job to let people know that it's safe, it protects their lives to get vaccinated. So we're just going to continue that work, and I've expressed that many times during the process since I was been governor, and prior to that. There's going to be a point in time when our supplies are going to outweigh our demand. We need to keep on pushing really as hard as we can, and that's why we're here today on behalf of the small businesses. We're not going to be able to open up the state fully until we get to a certain threshold of people vaccinated, and we're not going to stop our work until we get as many eligible people who want a vaccine vaccinated, and we got to make sure that they understand the hesitancy is unfounded, it's safe, and it does save lives, and it gets us back, our economy back, and it gets our schools reopening too, which we'll be talking about that on Thursday.